Hey, today I'm in a very important lead mining area that has shafts and mines literally everywhere. There's just earthworks wherever you look. But anyway, I'm going to look for the oldest lead mine, which was worked from the Roman times. So we're going to have a little poke around and see what's where. But then hopefully we'll get to go underground to the Roman mine. Whoops, there's one mine just here. They are everywhere. They are wherever you look. And there's an adit there. It's sort of like an open cut that ends up with an adit. Ooh, very tempting to have a look. This is a slightly later. It's quite a bit later. I think these workings, they are more sort of Victorian time. So these mines have been worked since the Roman times and even before, potentially even Bronze Age. And then they were worked up until the later latter part of the 19th century. I like that adit actually. Mine shafts everywhere. But anyway, we keep going on. So the mine we're looking for is quite interesting because yes, there's lots of old workings that probably do very much date back to the Roman times. But you know, often they can just be tiny little pits, sort of tiny little shafts in the ground that don't really go anywhere. But the one that we're looking for, it absolutely does go, and the workings underground are quite extensive. So that's really, really exciting. We just need to find it now. It's such a crazy day today weather-wise. 1 minute it's pouring down and then it's really, really hot. So yeah, maybe the way is just to just not care and go along with it. But ooh, I think we're getting closer. Getting through all the vegetation, and I think the shaft should be somewhere really, really close by. Beautiful woods, but oh my god, after that rain it's just everything's wet, everything's dripping. Yeah, so this is the shaft. Well, it's sort of like it's a semi-shaft. I don't know how you'd call that, and it sort of makes me wonder whether, you know, how this whole thing started, if it was as early as Roman, because they did do shafts, but whether there were some natural caves as well. It's sort of not entirely, it's steep, but it's not vertical by any means. Very awkward scramble down, but then it just sort of ends up it levels out, if you can see there at the bottom. And it goes down in a sort of like a stepped manner almost. There's even a tiny little ladder. I don't know why, whether it's because it gets a bit steep. I don't know if you can see that. Because the shaft sort of carries on straight down at the same angle all the way through. But then, you know, if you did slip, then would you be able to climb out as well? I had to go back to the car to get the rope. Ah, oh, never mind. And it's torrential rain, honestly. Ah, well that's better. Got a rope. That'll be easy now. Yeah, so it's not very far to go. It's just, I'll be covered in mud by the time I'm back out. And then down below, there's a tiny little ladder, which sort of, I don't know if it's helpful or not. The leaves are falling, distracting me. And then hopefully it will flatten out a little bit more. Yeah, so this mine is like that. Essentially there's a split in the rock there. I'll get my proper torch in a second. But essentially they mined out all the ore, so that was a lead mine, so all the lead ore in this fault, they just removed it. It's quite big. Yeah, it's hard to tell what goes on there. I think there's only one way to find out. This mine is really cave-like. Look at these formations. That's not the normal metal mine stuff. This is like half a cave. It opens up in this big chamber. So this is essentially, this is the crack. So this is the lode. You can see the vein runs like this. But the rock is just, I mean, in the area they mine limestone. So this is completely different from the usual lead mine situation. So, and then now there's a bit of a ledge to go down. I don't know if it's been naturally sort of formed just by people walking down or whether that was intended. Bit of rubbish. Looks like No, that can't be a crack. Yeah, so there's some boulders sort of wedged in between, so all this material, the free material, and then one passage goes up, so there's a climb up, and then there's also another one that goes completely, I don't know how to get up there. Oh, that rock is hanging a bit loose. Yeah, so it sort of goes down like that. I was worried it would be really, really wet in here because the rain's just been unreasonable today. The weather's just been completely crazy, but actually it's completely dry inside, so it drains quite well. Yeah, and now it goes up. There's actually, it looks like it's like a quartz vein, but it's all sorts. So within this there'd be leads, there'd be galena. And they were also getting some silver, I think, out of it as well. Yeah, and it nicely goes up. Wow. Let's see if that can be... Oh my god, it's a sheer... Oh no, it's not a sheer drop. I was worried it would be a sheer drop. Oh, there's tiny little passages everywhere. Yeah, so that goes down. This one doesn't go anywhere. And then this looks like it's a way to go up to the one higher up that I didn't know how to reach beforehand, but I think let's go down first. Oh, it's a bit squeezy, but look at those formations. It's almost like a pillar, like a buttress. Wow. So yeah, this mine is quite interesting actually. I was a bit worried at some point that it wouldn't go anywhere, but it does, and you can almost see how, yeah, they would have just looked into the nooks and crannies and just taken all the ore in a sort of simple fashion. The only thing that's a shame is that so far there's not much structure visible, so there's no actual levels. It's all very cave-like for now. Oh, there's a bit of colour there, and it really goes low now. Yeah. Wow, I mean, it really is like a cave. All this, I think it's calcite that's running down the walls, and it's just a bit of rubble. Yeah. Okay. There's some stalactites. I wonder if it was quite easy to remove the lead ore, because limestone tends to be quite, well, it's quite a bit softer than the usual rock that they have to deal with in other places. And it goes down again. Oh, I think that's more of a passage. You see, that's what I like. So down we go, in we squeeze. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, it goes. That's the main thing. It goes. Yeah, very low. I can't quite squeeze through and film at the same time. And it really opens up here. There's still passages going in all directions, so there's one that goes up there. But yeah, the main chamber, and again, all this runoff. That's a nice pillar. Wow. There's some colour. Yeah, it's all running down. Wow. It's very cave-like again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's some timber. When you see timbers like that, you just never know how old they are, you know. Could it be just 100 years old, or could be hundreds of years of age. But yeah, there's a lot of mineralization here for some reason, and it's rock hard. Wow, it's bubbling up here. Ah, nice. Nice, very nice. Yeah, so it's a lot bigger than I thought. Ah, this is interesting. So it's almost like a structure of some sort, but I'm thinking why, or maybe because there's some kind of a drop off there. No, what is it? Is there a mini? Ah, that's because there is. Yeah, that's why. So there's a bit of a structure running through, and then it carries on that way as well. And there's more minerals. Okay, nice one. Keep going. What is that? It's almost like a little dam that's been built. Okay, well that's just a tin from maybe the 80s or whatever. Wow, it's very triangular, isn't it? And there's a crawl. I don't know if it's obvious, but this mineral here is just so smooth. It's like ice cream, it's like glass. It is very, very tight, but it's doable. Where does it go afterwards? Keeps going, yeah. Oh wow. Or maybe that's where the crawl continue, where it connects. Now it goes into all sorts of directions. I'm tempted to go down. So I did crawl in, but it just gets ridiculously narrow. But you can see. Oh, I don't know why. Maybe the camera's not clean. Yeah, it's really, really narrow. And it sort of carries on a bit further, but I'm not going to continue. And back to the rope. Yeah, that was different, wasn't it? So that was the Roman mine. That was hard work. And actually it's very, very cave-like. But still, I've been here, I've seen it, job done. And I think I do need to come back here again, because those crawls are really, really, they're exhausting, and then you don't really get anywhere. And the mine isn't really very well ventilated, so I'm not sure how bad the air would be if I actually went sort of as far as I could. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and join me in the future for more explores, and of course subscribe if you want to get notified of those. See you then, bye.